Alright, so now we're going to launch up Unity and we're going to look at your project was created and compatible. Continue. And we're going to take and make a new project here. So this is in Anim Documents, and it's going to be called Textures. Actually, it's Materials. Let's not excuse the terminology here. There we go. I do want the character controller package. Ew. Let's try that again. Alright, that works. So I should now be in Materials. So it did make the package. That's always good. Now, in order to start out, we need to put the assets in the places they need to go. In other words, I have that file in that folder in Motion Graphics called Sprites, and there should be one in here that's the composition all. So here's Fire Anim. I can copy that, and then I go over to Documents. Here's Unity Projects. And Unity. So if I don't know where this asset directory is, I can go right click and say Show in Explorer. That's a really quick way to do it. And there's my documents materials. Alright. Here's Assets. And paste. So just to get my bearings, here's my documents. Here's a folder called Materials. And in here I got Assets. And here's my Fire Anim. And that means that over here it should automatically just update, and there it is. That's the beauty of Unity. Okay, let's go create new material, and we're going to click and drag this over to the new material, and the new material is going to be called a particle additive. That'll make it glowy. Okay. Now, if I go in and create a new game object, I would actually like to bring in something from Maya. That way I know the UVs are okay. And I can show you how to bring in that from Maya. Maya and Unity, they love each other. And Maya is free for all students if you are going to go the educational route. Okay, let's go in here. Go to polygons. So as long as your sphere has the UVs that look like this, UV texture editor, you're good to go. So whatever packet you're using, make sure it's like that. And I can export this selection, and just so people with maybe Blender could join in, and I have Blender also, let's go in here to Documents, Materials, and I'll export this as an OBJ just to show you that there is a OBJ, and OBJ is very industry standard when it comes to all 3D applications. Okay, now I called that Fireball, but really it's going to be called PS Sphere. Okay, now if I jump in here, here's Fireball, and it's going to be, the mesh is going to called PS Sphere. You'll see here in a second. So let's click and drag Fireball out, just like that, and I can wheel back. This has the same navigation as Maya, so it's Alt, left, middle, and right on the mouse. I would instantly go over to ISO because it's so much easier to navigate. Alright, next. See how it says Fireball then PS Sphere? The PS Sphere is what you want, not Fireball. Now let's attach this material to it. Looks like this. Okay, now we need a script. And the script is located online. And let me remember this URL. Okay, so here's what we have. Animated texture UV space Unity. Type that in and you should be able to get to wikiunity3d.com. Trust me when I say you want to type this in. Alright, so we have different scripts. In this case I want the JavaScript variation. And I want to be able to copy this from here to the var. So copy it. Go back to Unity, right click here and go create JavaScript. And what you call this doesn't really matter. I'm just going to go anim text. Don't put any underscores or anything weird in there. I can hit open. Where that opens, I have no idea. Like on a Mac, I know it opens in another program altogether, but here it's going to open it in MonoDevelop. Good. Alright, sweet. So this is what it opened in. Paste that in. Then file, save. Now we could change something here. This is how many rows, no, this is how many columns and this is how many rows. So in column view, I have what, 8? And I have 4. And also if that moves too quickly, I can always change my frame rate. So let's save this and show you how to attach that. So here's PH Sphere, and then attach the script to it. Now if I hit play, I might not be in camera view. Oh, good. Well, that was easy. Perfect. Animated texture material. Okay, now just to get it so it looks, a little bit more professional as far as showing people is concerned. Let's go like this. This is my main camera. I'm going to go up in the air a little bit. I'm going to rotate that, and I can click on the Y. Put that to 0. Rotate X. Sweet. I'm going to go field of view, and I'm going to zoom in. and I'll go game object, create other, cube. Put this down here. R on the keyboard to get into the scale of things. I'll just make it a nice little pedestal it could live on. Now I could jump into different views by using the widget. And I can jump back in the main camera just by going like that. So there, if I hit play, there's my animated material. No, it doesn't seem like much, but really pretty freaking amazing. Okay, so if you want to change the frame rate of it, here's how that works. Here's my frame rate per second. Let's say I went to 5 frames per second. File save. Then uncheck play and check play again. And now it's a little bit more mythical. The background color is freaking ugly, so let's go back into camera. Choose something else. Right there is nice. Now notice I made changes when I had play active. That means it does not stick. So you could change things all day long in the engine. If this play button is played, they will not stick until you go in here and change it now. So that's the fun part about it. Other than that, there is an animated material, and if you want to show it off to your friends, you could put it on a web server if you wanted to. You just have to go to File, Build Settings. You can go to Web Player, put Streamed, add to Current, so save. And it's going to ask you what you want to call this. I'm going to call it Fire. And you have a lot of different player settings, and you can put different things in the background. We won't get into all that, but for right now, it'll build this scene. We'll build and run it. Now, I would highly suggest putting this in a brand new folder called Build. And I like to call this Index. Oh, okay, I'm gonna go like that, select folder, and then hit build and run. There we go. So now it pops up in a browser, and you can load this to, let's say, anything as far as a web server is concerned. And you can show your friends your animated material that you made in Unity. Pretty cool. Here's the HTML document. If you rename this index, you can throw it right into a folder. And it'll pop up right off the bat when you go to that folder of your web server. Good stuff. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed the animated material in a game engine workflow. Have fun with that, and see you in the next tutorial.